Good morrow, my quixotic comrades. This is Cavalier here, and today I'll be bringing you my guides to the heroic ruined city bosses, which start with Slitherspear, that fucking dick. So let me just start off by saying that this is by far the hardest week so far for LOE. This is the hardest boss. By the time I found working decks for the other two, it took me. I'm 2 for 2 on Lady Nazjar, and with the correct, like, with the deck that I ended up beating him with, I'm like 2 and 4 for Giant Fin. Slitherspear, with this deck, I'm about 1 and 70. That's not literally true, but it's like 1 and 20. So, let me go ahead and start off by saying this. Heroic encounters should be done multiple times. They're going to be done multiple times. If you have a good deck and you don't get lucky, you will lose. That's the reality. I'm prefacing this because you are going to feel like this doesn't work. And on some level, it doesn't work. You could go back and do one of the Mill Rogue or the Mill Druid. That seems to be the popular one. I wanted to go a little bit less popular. And I've actually seen this one work. This is mostly based off of one by my dear Pez. Where are you at? This one probably. I don't know, same guy, just a free-to-play account. I was watching him play, and this is more or less what he made. The entire idea here is to get crazy early game tempo. Lightwell, 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 Lightwell. And then Divine Spirit, twice, preferably, and then Inner Fire. The task is going to be... You're gonna want to feel like a one-shot is necessary. Like, you're gonna have to have 2 Divines and an Inner Fire and be on turn 5. Yeah, turn 5 to be able to win with this. That's not the case. I was playing like that, and it's the wrong way to do it. If you get Lightwell out on turn 2, and then turn 3, Divine Spirit and Inner Fire it, you're gonna have a hell of... I think doing it with that method, I'm 1 and 2. So that's the way to go. Don't try to build up a 36 Lightwell. That's fucking ridiculous. For the most part, not that I'm aware of, there's no hard removal against this guy. He's just able to Zerg you down with an incredible power creep. So you don't expect to make it into turn 10. If you make it to turn 10, you can usually give up. This probably has about as high a success rate as a mill deck, but the reason why I think this is a better thing for you guys to use, it might be a little bit lower than mill deck, but you should use this one because you're gonna know, with the mill deck, you don't know that you've lost until you're very deep into the game, maybe 10, 20 minutes in. 20 is a crazy number, but let's just say 5 to 10 minutes in. This one, you're going to know by turn 4 or 5 if you're going to be able to have your tempo built up. So you're going to mulligan hard for Lightwell more than anything else, and then you probably want to go hard for Divine Spirit and Inner Fire. Northshire is a good start. They'll usually have her down, but you can usually get, by turn 2 or 3, but you can usually get 1 draw out of her. I think you're guaranteed 1 draw, at least. Maybe 2 if you're lucky. Otherwise, a lot of this is just stall stuff. This is in case it goes a little bit long. I had what's his name? Temple Enforcer or whatever? The 6/6 guy? Yeah, Temple Enforcer. He's too slow. All this other stuff, though, these other minions, for the most part. So let's take a look. Who do we have here? Dark Cultist, he's to build up health so that you can Inner Fire. Deathlord just slows him down in the early game. Saboteur slows him down in the mid game. Mass Dispel's awesome for saving your ass, although I don't know that it's 100% necessary if you get a good draw. Sludge Belchers will slow him down. Holy Nova honestly is to draw and slow him down. Tournament Medic. Tournament Medic, like Deathlord, has 8 health, so if you have to choose a target, see, these guys are 1 turn later than Lightwell, that kind of sucks, so they're probably not the best targets, but if you have to play into, if I have 2 Divine Spirits and a Tournament Medic, for instance, I'm going to play Tournament Medic on turn 4, and then turn 5 go nuts, and they pretty much can't Zerg his ass down, because that puts him at a, what is that, a 32-32. But yeah, that's the basic plan. I've been talking way too long. Get motherfucking Lightwell and then buff the shit out of that bastard. That's really all there is to it. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. Alright, everybody. So, first thing, complete disclosure? Oh. Complete disclosure, I am voicing over rather than this being my live decision-making, live decision-making and commentary. So, things might seem a little bit funky. Anyway, right there, my mulligan. I've talked about this in the match, or the deck. Hold on Divine Spirit and get Lightwell. That's what happened here. Lightwell, Divine Spirit. It would be cool to have a Northshire Cleric there, not totally necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to talk through my thought process as I go. Now this right here is why Northshire... See, now I'm fucking going great here. This is that combo I was talking about. 2 Lightwell on turn 2 and Divine Spirit on turn 3. If you can't do that, Northshire is good because of that 1/1. You can run the Northshire into it and then heal her and get another draw out of her. So now I'm thinking to myself, do I want... This is before I realized, oh shit, you should just build it as quickly as possible and then keep going face. This is the first time I ever tried that. So yeah, turn 3, go nuts. Just bust face. Because next turn, all they're guaranteed to do is 5 damage. They've got that deal 2 damage card. And then they have the 2 and the 1 there. Luckily, they didn't have that. So now I'm trying to think to myself, what do I do? What saves me? Now this turn takes me a little while. What saves me more damage? If I do Death on the Ice Rager, that puts it at 6. But if I do Mass Dispel, and then go face, that's 8 damage. And it takes me a long time to realize that 6 is much smaller than 8. I also didn't really want to waste... I felt like I was wasting the death by not saving it, but the reality is the next time they get a deathable character out is 2 turns from now, and that's longer than I wanted to be playing in the first place. I end up going longer, but let's put some damage on this bitch. All right. So now, Mass Dispel, there's that 2 damage guy I was talking about. So I took the 8 damage anyway, but I would have lost it if not for that. So now I'm basically, you gotta play Mass Dispel, right? Good job, Cav. You played Mass Dispel. And then you know what? Fuck it, go face again. Just bust face. Alright. See, now I can death that. And I wish I had saved death for that. I forgot all about that part. I was like, no! I remember this being so shitty because I am basically 5 off. I need something wild right now to kill him. I basically needed Holy Nova and something else. So, this was a big decision-making thing. What the hell do I do here? Do I try to control, or do I say fuck it and just go nuts, hit face, something like that? And the reality is, I don't even remember what I do, because it was just such a gamble. It's such a toss-up. I think, looking at it now, the best play is Velen's Chosen and heal, and that puts Lightwell where they'll take 2 hits. It'll take a hit from the Frost Giant and from the 5/5 Slitherspear. Actually, it would take more than that now I look at it. Right? No, it'll take exactly that. No, it'll take more than that. So, the idea was, well, at least I'll control and they'll have a bunch of 1/1s on the field. Big fucking deal. Come on, Cav. There you go. Come on, do it, buddy. Do it, buddy. Come on, do it. What are you gonna do, Cav? This is not that difficult, but... Come on, man, just Velen's Chosen! Do it! See, what I'm actually doing right here is I'm explaining to Twiz. I guess you can't... I obviously didn't record it. She was like, why don't you just control? And I explained all the different ways why that's a bad idea. Okay, so now I basically just have to hope they don't trade it in, which is ridiculous. They should trade it in. There's no reason for them not to trade it in. Motherfucking doesn't trade it in! Yeah! My dick got so hard! And then I got really, really concerned right here. Because all they have to do is get me down to 4 if they have another cursed card. Not that I'm spoiling anything with that. But... they don't have another cursed card, and they don't get me down to 4. And there it is. That's the fucking game. How great is that? Now I'm just BMing, because this dude took me so fucking long to figure out. Like I said, this game I think is maybe, I think my actual my actual final thing with it was like 1 in, let's say 1 in 12. But you know by turn 7 if you're going to win or not. You should be more or less following what you're looking at right now. And if you get a poor draw, then hey, you get a poor draw, concede, start back over. So, just as a final wrap-up, Lightwell, 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 Lightwell. Then Divine Spirit 1 less time than however many times I said Lightwell, and then Inner Fire. Don't wait for the big combo. Just push them out there, get a 10-10 on the field on turn 3 if you can, and then just start smacking face and hoping that you get lucky. But anyway, guys, that'll be the end of this episode. Be sure to check out, it should be published right after this one, my heroic guide for Giant Fin. Surprise! Spoilers, whatever. It's just a Face Hunter! Terrible fucking card. Terrible deck, but very effective. So, we'll see you guys then. Huffer, please.
Please, Huffer.
Huffer, I need you! I need you, Huffer! Fuck! Fuck! Oh, Huffer, you dick! Huffer is such a dick. What's going on? I'm trying to indicate with my mouse, even though it doesn't work like that. That's Ryan. Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is before or after. I think it's a little bit after the first one. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Let's start out with this bullshit. Oh! Oh, God!
Job's done.